So my name is William Carew, the head of the African Union ECOSOCC Secretariat based in Lusaka, Zambia. If you look at the ECOSOCC Statute, Article 6 of the ECOSOCC Statute actually clearly indicates in terms of the eligibility for civil society organization to interface with the African Union ECOSOCC. So one civil society organization that want to work with ECOSOCC need to be a registered civil society organization in their various member states. I think that is a fundamental criteria that you need to register in your member state, and you need to be seen as an organ that is also implementing programs and policies that are aligned to either the SDGs or the African Union Agenda 2063, which is our own continental blueprint. It is our development plan, it's the 50 years vision of Africa, and therefore we want to see civil society organization taking ownership of the implementation of that particular blueprint. So those are some of the conditions. The other thing we also want to see in terms of civil society organization engaging with the African Union ECOSOCC, we want organization that not only contribute, but also help in terms of popularizing, not only contribute in terms of its implementation, but also help in popularizing. We see in our various communities, some of these organizations are at national level, sub-national level, and they also have footprint at the community level. How do we take information of the African Union to the community level? So we want organizations that are implementing activities across the board, at the grassroots community level, at the subnational level, at the national level, at the regional level, and at the continental level. We also want to see organizations that are embarking in research, so that at the end of the day, based on the evidence of their studies, they can also help us with those information that will inform policy decision making. We want to see organizations that are implementing activities and documenting best practices and lessons learned, and even challenges that they encounter on various thematic issues. So let's take, for instance, if you are looking at issues on peace, security, and stability in the continent. We want organizations that are involving in interventions, and from their implementation and their experiences, that can also help the African Union in terms of informing policy from an informed point of view. If you look at the African Union, we have various thematic areas. So peace and security, it's a very critical issues that thematic area that African Union ECOSOCC work on. And what are we doing in peace and security? For instance, Article 20 of the Peace and Security Protocol, which creates an opportunity for African civil society organization through ECOSOCC to play and contribute to the security stabilization in the continent through the Livingstone formula. This is a very important aspect of our programming, where civil society organizations are contributing into peace, security, and stability of the continent. So security issue is very critical. So peace and security is one. Political governance issues, elections issues, social related issues, issues related to agriculture, issues related to economic development. We are talking about the African Continental Free Trade Area. These are all very vital issues that the African Union is looking at. So when you look at the way the AU is structured, the way AU is structured is around thematic areas. So we have the various commissions of the African Union. So ECOSOCC as an organ replicates the various commissions of the African Union. The civil society organizations in Africa has to take advantage of the fact that we have an organ within a multilateral system that represents the voices of African citizens. This is not only an organ, it is an advisory organ. It is a technical advisory organ, which simply means you have an opportunity to address some of the issues that we are confronted with through the capacity which we have within the civil society spheres. So how do we contribute in addressing issues? We know our society at large is confronted with numerous issues. And because we are practitioners as civil society organization at the country level, implementing activities, complementing government effort, we have an opportunity based on our implementation, some of the experiences that we'll get, some of the best practices that we document, some of the lessons that we learned as a result of our implementation. How do we bring that at the table of discussion when we're talking about policy-related issue to help inform policy? So it's very important. But lastly, I will want to conclude that at the national level, we have what we call the national chapters. These are civil society organizations that operate within the country level, that contribute to the popularization of AU programs and policies, and then also support implementation of AU programs and policies. So what do we want to see? We want to see an active civil society national chapter at every given country level, so that they can be able to contribute in ensuring that, one, there is alignment with National Development Plan, with Agenda 2063, but more importantly, to bring the African Union closer to the people. So we want to encourage civil society organizations to participate in African Union ECOSOCC programs. We are all over in our 55 member states. We have programs, we have our national chapters, we have the sectorial cluster committees, which are the thematic working groups that we can also be part of and ensure that we're able to contribute and make our own meaningful input into development processes of Africa.
3 ways in which we enhance the visibility of the African Union. One is we interact with our network of civil society members to promote and popularize the programs of the African Union and its policies at country level. So then there's a free flow of information at country level. The second is we also use the network of our CSO members to advocate and lobby for the policy enactment, policy enactment and policies that have been decided at the African Union, again, also through country level and their networks as well. The third one is we interact a lot with the media practitioners in Africa. We have a network of journalists that we work with, media organizations, and of course with the Department of Communication and Information at the African Union. So through there, we also popularize the programs of the African Union as well as Agenda 2063. So to catch more about what we do, you can find us on the following social media channels: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, and you'll be able to get all the things that we're doing, our initiatives, our policies, our programs, and everything that we do to popularize the African Union. Thank you.